So it's currently 9 a.m. Got my day started and left the house at 7:20 in the morning. Woke up around 6:30 or so. Currently on my way to the gym. Just got everything I needed to get done in the morning finished, and now we can finally hit the Iron Temple. Another upper body day today. Hopefully I'll be able to continue the trend of the progressive overload I started in the beginning of the week on Monday. And hopefully it'll be a lot more comfortable, because I'm hoping to be able to get a little bit more by next week. But that all depends on how comfortable today will be. If I need to just continue doing the weight that I'm currently at and just seeing if I can't just get more reps with it or whatever. You know, I'm not really sure how I'm going to approach it by the time next week happens. Maybe that's the way. Maybe that's the way I should do it. But, you know, for my own, to tickle my own balls, so to speak, I'll probably just try a higher weight in terms of some of these things and just see if I can do it, you know. Luckily today, you know, just as I did with leg day, I have my little tripod. It's a little thing. It's nothing huge, right? Mostly because I don't want to inconvenience the rest of my fellow gym goers, because I'm trying to record videos. That's how I am. I don't want to inconvenience those people and have a big ass tripod in the middle of the thing. So at least with a little tripod, like a little baby one, I can kind of just tuck it away in places that ordinarily a big one wouldn't be able to fit without taking up too much real estate in the gym. So hopefully I'll be able to get better angles on my upper body day, because I know my last upper body video, the angles they were very creative, to say the least. They weren't typical angles where you can see me, and even then you may still be in a similar position. I think the angles may be very similar still, but again, you know, I'm not sure just yet. But at the very least, you know, I have more freedoms. Before, you know, I was having to prop my phone against stuff, but now I have the ability to move it wherever the hell I want. So, but anywho, we're heading to the gym. No pre-workout, nothing of the sort. I had a Belvita, those little Belvita blueberry things. That's kind of a pre-workout. What else did I have? I had a Java chip frap from Starbucks, and that is going to operate as my pre-workout. I don't normally take pre-workout, not that there's anything wrong with it or whatever. I never really kind of got into taking pre-workout myself. I just kind of raw dog the gym, honestly. And I'm sure if I took pre-workout and if I got back on my creatine cycle, things would be a lot better. But you know, I'm off my creatine. And I say creatine cycle like it's fucking trend. But I'm not on creatine at the moment, and I'm not taking any pre-workout. So we're just gonna raw dog the gym. We just drink some cold water and some cold beverages that have a little bit of caffeine in it, and get a little carbs in our system, and I'm good to go. You know, I'm raring to go. You know, first we're gonna be starting off with a T-bar row, then we're moving to concentration curls, and I forget what we do after that. But in the middle of the concentration curls, we do the wrist flexions and the forearm curls. Like I said, I believe Sam Sulek mentioned doing wrist flexions and such in between his curls, and I think that's a very good idea. Mostly because, you know, it just helps gas those muscles out a little bit. Because I have a section in my workout where I just do straight wrist flexions and forearm curls, where I don't consider the ones in between the dumbbell curls as part of my set. It lets me rest when I do them in between my dumbbell sets. It lets me rest my biceps, but it lets me work my forearms. You know, my brachioradialis getting gassed out first, you know, letting that thing get really hard and whatnot, and then obviously the wrist flexor group getting worked next, because you know, I start off here and then here, or vice versa. So we're almost at the gym, so I'll be seeing you guys inside the gym, and yeah, hopefully things go well today with my progressive overload. So we just got to the gym, and we're starting off with 10 sets of 8 reps on the T-bar row. Today we're starting off with 205 pounds, so hopefully we'll be able to knock that out for 8 reps. Even if the form is not stellar, that's not the point. at least as far as just keeping my chest to the pad on the T-bar row. Just trying to move this stuff and work my back as much as possible. Because everything else, the form is pretty fine once you get below this, I think. I do lift off the chest pad a little, probably a little more than I should, but that's okay. Let's get this started. So we just finished up our T-bar rows. Managed to do decently well on them. Might try a different grip next week. I feel in my back very much so, and the way I'm doing it now. But I feel like I could push my back probably a little bit more on the T-bar row than I already am. And I think changing my grip may help with that. The other thing that we're about to start doing is concentration curls and wrist flexions and forearm curls in between the concentration curls. So let's see how that goes. So I got about 4 sets of 40 pounds of my concentration curls left. I gotta tell you, recording myself and looking back at the footage and even looking at it while I'm working out and becoming more hyper aware of what I'm doing. 'Cause I'm posting this stuff online, obviously, you know, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of people to critique my form or try to correct it. And I realize I may be doing things incorrectly, you know, which I never claimed to be infallible or that I had perfect form or anything, but it's good that I'm looking at this stuff and realizing that, you know, what I'm doing may not be exactly right. So anyway, I'm going to finish out these 4 sets and then we're going to move on to the next exercise, which the next exercise is dumbbell bench press, which I may or may not record. I'm not sure yet, but we'll be doing dumbbell bench press and we'll be using 40s for the dumbbell bench press. So we'll see. I'll see you guys in the next exercise. So we just finished the dumbbell bench presses. My forearms were giving out before my chest was, although my tits feel like they're on fire. We're gonna be moving on to tricep extensions though. For reference, I did 40s in each hand, 5 sets of 10 for the bench press or the dumbbell press, and then 35s in each hand, 3 sets of 10, and then I had to finish it off with 2 sets of 10 at 30. I had to really push through those last couple reps because, geez, they did not want to come out. But let's get these tricep overhead extensions. We're going to be doing hopefully 5 sets of 40 pounds, 10 reps, and then 5 sets of 10 at 35 pounds. So let's get this started. So just got finished doing my tricep overhead extensions. Been gassing out pretty fast today. Been having to really push for the last couple of sets, a lot harder than I normally do, which I guess is a good thing, but it could be as a result of the allergies and asthma getting to me, because my asthma's acting up a lot worse than usual today. But the next thing is shrugs. Those are easy. 10 sets of 10 at 35 pounds on each arm, so 70 pounds in total. 10 sets of 10 reps shoulder shrugs. They're one of my favorite ones. I usually do them in pairs of 2 with a 10-second cool down between them and then a longer cool down in between every pair. So let's go ahead and get that started. finish up the shoulder shrugs. I guess just the shrugs. Felt like I may have been able to squeak out just a few more reps, but I felt like I was right at my limit, which, if I recall correctly, I believe being within like 3 or so reps of your absolute failure is where you can get the best amount of hypertrophy. I'm not really sure. I could very well be wrong. So if anyone wants to correct me on that, please do. But the next exercise, which I do know, you can't question me on this one. The next exercise is 5 sets of 10 lateral shoulder raises, 17.5 pounds, and then drop down to 15s. Same thing, 5 sets of 10 reps, or 5 sets of 10 reps, lateral shoulder raises. Hopefully I'll be able to get to the full 17.5. Last week I struggled, or not last week, but last Monday, this previous Monday, I struggled. So hopefully I won't struggle today, but who's to say? I probably will, honestly. So let's get to it. So we just finished up our lateral shoulder raises. My rear or side delts crying. Again, I felt like I probably could squeak out a few more reps, but again, from the information I saw, having a few reps in your reserve tank is probably the ideal place for muscle growth. I don't know for sure, like I said before. That's just what I've seen and heard from the people that I like to watch have said. I can't be asked to research it on my own, so I'm just going to take them for the word. But the next thing we have is dumbbell rows. I'm not going to record this one just like I didn't record the presses, just because, I don't know, I feel like I don't have, my tripod isn't big enough to get a good enough angle for that. Everything else I can kind of get by on, but not that. At least I don't think so. But man, today's workout's been a kick in the balls. Feels a lot tougher than Mondays. Like I said, it could just be the combination of the asthma, allergies, and stuff like that. But you know. Anyway, I'm gonna get this down, and then we'll catch you guys on the next workout, which I believe is reverse curls. If not, you'll know. So, see you. I forgot to mention, I'm just putting this in here. The dumbbell rows, 35s on each arm, 10 sets of 8 reps. Gonna switch it up a little, 10 sets of 8, just like my T-bar row, but still. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. Anyway, on to the next segment. Alright, so we just finished up the dumbbell rows. My back is starting to feel the burn, but we're gonna be really killing it once we get to the lat pull downs. That's the idea. So the next thing is reverse curls and then wrist flexions. I'm gonna be doing hopefully both of them at 17.5 pounds. However, because my forearms feel like they're about to burst open, I have a 15 on standby. Maybe we need to go down to 12.5 depending on how bad it is, but I guess we'll see. So let us start. To the last exercise, which is lat pull downs. Maybe 60 pounds on each arm, 10 sets of 10 as per usual. I do these in pairs as well. I'll do one set and then another set, and then have a 10-second cool down in between those two sets, and just move it like that. And then after this, I have 15 minutes of cardio. I won't record that. I think I may be able to record this lat pull down, just because there's a place for me to put my fucking, tripod and phone. But yeah, so that'll be the end of this, and I'll be seeing you guys after this exercise in my car. So moving on. just got finished with the gym. Another nice upper body day, done and dusted. Right? The last one of the week before I have a lower body day tomorrow, and then finish off the week with 2 rest days in a row, and then back on it. You know, gotta say, doing this whole thing, you know, recording and potentially getting feedback from you guys, because chances are you're not going to be seeing any of this footage until about a week or 2 out. You know, it is what it is. Editing and getting everything together to actually present to you guys. But, you know, recording all this stuff and then like seeing it, looking back on it, and then thinking more consciously about, you know, what I'm doing, right? Because like, obviously, you know, I'm posting this stuff on the internet. It's easy to get clowned on for, or get corrected for bad form or inefficient exercise and stuff like that. And it's, you know, it's as a result of that, it's making me think more about what I'm doing as opposed to just doing it. Whereas before, I was just doing it, right? And I got by. I managed to lose 135 or 30 something pounds before, as a result of just doing it. But for the sake of trying to build a bigger muscle and do an actual body recomp, I think it's just good to have, to expose myself out there, right? To put myself in a position where I'm able to be easily critiqued, and therefore making me, you know, be much more conscious about that fact and much more aware of my vulnerability as a result of putting this stuff out there. So even if you aren't planning to make some kind of fitness channel, if you aren't planning to make an Instagram page, a TikTok account, this, that, or the other, it might just be good, and I think most people recommend this, just record your workouts and like play back what you're doing, and then look at like someone who, you know, may have a physique that you want, or like a physique that you want similar to, or who is just, you know, very muscular and obviously they know what they're doing. You know, look at how they go about things. Or even in your gym, like compare yourself to that person and see how your form is, just so you can potentially correct it, and then look into if there's something you could be doing better to yield better results, and to get a better burn and a better pump and stuff of that sort, depending on where you're at. In my case, I have too much fat on my body to really get much of a pump at all. There's going to be something there as far as my arms are concerned, especially my forearms. The body fat percentage of my forearms aren't too egregious, but the rest of my body, no good. I luckily don't have lunch lady arms or anything of that sort, but still, yeah, it's just beneficial. It really is just beneficial to just record your shit and just try to mind your form and everything, and mind what you're doing. You know, another thing, it's just like no different than tracking your calories and your macros and stuff like that. You know, you don't, like, most people don't just raw dog calories and expect good result. You know, they don't expect good results because you don't really know how much or how little, or, you know, how much more are you putting in your body than you realize. So tracking those macros and tracking those calories through any kind of app or pen and paper, even if you want to be that archaic about it, you know, getting down to the minutia of it, and even having a food scale to measure out your proportions and stuff of that, ilk properly. You know, it's no different than just recording yourself and just looking back on what you're doing, because it's the same thing. Like, you're recording what you're eating, you're looking back, and you're like, oh, you know, I'm trying to bulk. I need 50 more cheeseburgers in my diet. You know, I'm not doing enough. I'm not dirty bulking enough. You know, in my case, I didn't track my calories for the longest time. It wasn't until I'm 26 now. It wasn't until I was about 24, 25-ish, 24, that I decided to actually lose weight. Until as old as time, you know. And my motivation was like, you know, I watched Baki. I got into Baki and stuff like that. I was watching that, and I was like, you know, I was starting to feel bad about my body because my body was getting bigger, and you know, I'm just like, damn, I'm getting really fucking fat. Man, I'm getting fat, you know, that type of thing. Then I watch Baki, I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers are lean. So that's what got me into martial arts. And the whole weightlifting thing, like, I've always been slightly interested in it. But Baki is what really pushed me to do that show and everything. Because I was like, you know, oh man, you know, I know I can't achieve these physiques, realistically speaking. As much as I would love a Yujiro Hanma, most people in the world, I believe, would like a Yujiro Hanma, a Baki, or an Oliva type of physique, or a Jack, you know, physique. Obviously, it's not possible. Really, it straight up isn't possible. As much to our chagrin. Even the Goku physique, you know, depending on your genetics and stuff like that, it may be very hard or just straight up not feasible. But you know, that's not going to stop me. That's not going to stop me from trying. Just because it's impossible doesn't mean I can't do it. But you know, the whole point is, I was on a 24-year bulk, as I like to say. I was on a 24-year down and dirty bulk, recording no calories, recording no macros, eating anything, everything, not working out, doing all that bad stuff you're not supposed to do. Until something finally just clicked around the 360-pound mark. I was like, damn, you know, I don't want to get 400 pounds. Fuck that. So I ended up losing down to 230 as a result of tracking my calories and trying to find exercises that are high in reps, right? Just because that's obviously going to burn the most amount of calories. Like I spoke about my routine before, we're going to have 3 hours, like 1.5 hours to 2 hours of strength training, and then 1 to 1.5 hours of martial arts, which is just min-maxing your reps, right? You know, I'm minimizing the volume, but I'm maxing out the reps. All because I just wanted to lose as much weight as possible. Now I'm just kind of trying to be more conscious of my body recomp, and I'm still trying to lose fat but build muscle, and it's a weird interstep. I'm sure there'll be people out there who see this video who may know a lot about this type of thing. You know, I'm stupid and I didn't research what I'm supposed to research. So, you know, I never went about actually trying to find a way to like properly body recomp. Like I said, I am very dumb, but that didn't stop me. And I managed to get pretty low, 230, 6'3", and you know, my upper body muscles were decently nice. And I mean, I always had tree trunk legs, so that was just a thing. You know, if there's one bit of advice I know I can give anybody, no matter who you are, even if you have a much better physique to me, I know I can give you this advice, right? Because chances are your calves may be a little bit smaller than you would like. It's a very easy fix, you know, nothing to it. All you have to do, just grow up as the fat kid for almost all your life and be fat for the most of it, and then do a fucking nasty cut, right? And then suddenly you have big calves. Who would have thought, right? It's easy as that. You know, you go get a fucking time machine. You know, I don't care. Go get a time machine. Don't even try to help the world when you do the time machine. Just go back and, you know, force feed yourself. Become a feeder. A feeder for you, though. You know, don't stop the evil world leaders at the time who caused very bad shenanigans, right? Don't stop any like pivotal point in history. Don't even go back in time to go visit the Garden of Eden or see dinosaurs or something like that. Just use your time machine, your one-use time machine, because that's in this hypothetical, to become a fat kid. And then when you become like 20 years old, get on the nastiest cut this side of the Andromeda Galaxy, and you too could have nice calves. It's that simple. Trust me. But on a more serious note, yeah, so 24-year bulk, didn't count anything. And then you know, I tried exercising before that and whatnot to literally no success, because I wasn't tracking any of the reps, I wasn't tracking any of the weights, and especially was not tracking my diet. And that is the biggest factor for losing weight, body recomping, this, that, and the other. You need to track your shits. You can't just raw dog it. You gotta track your calories, and you gotta track your macros. You know, you may not want to. You may be like, fuck that, I don't want to do that. I'm too cool for tracking. I'm too cool for MyFitnessPal or whatever other fucking app people may use. You're too cool for it. Well, when you don't get the results you want, you're gonna be looking mighty foolish. oops, I didn't get no Diesel's physique, you know. Oh, bro, I'm not looking like Goku. It's like, are you even tracking your shit? No. So what are you gonna do now? I guess I'm using trend. By all means, you know, if you want to use that stuff, by all means, but, you know, just know the consequences that can potentially come from it. Many early deaths that were not, you know, that were just devastating to a lot of people and were just upsetting. You know, the mighty Ziz, Rich Piana, Joe Static, all those guys, you know, they passed away too early, in my opinion. And I don't know fully, I could be wrong, but it has something to do with the stuff they were on. You know, it sucks, you know, like, you know, it sucks. You get to the point where you want to have these, like, wonderful, amazing physiques, and then, you know, it's just, sometimes it's just tempting, I think, you know, to get to that point where you feel finally comfortable with yourself, and it's hard to get away from that. I never had any inclination for that stuff because I'm already taking, you know, I already have really bad asthma and all this other shit. Last thing I need is a shot going in my asshole to make me fucking buffer, and then, you know, just put me in an early grave, I guess, you know, because my lungs already suck fat testicles. You know, I use medicine that accelerates my heart rate and stuff like that, and if something that puts me in a predisposition for a heart attack and heart failure and this, that, and the other, yeah, not exactly the best move for someone like me. So I just gotta raw dog it. I can't, you know, I just gotta take the time, hopefully with years of hard training and macro minding and this, that, and the other, I will get to where I want to be, but I'm not sure. That's why I'm documenting this shit. You know, because maybe, you know, a few years down the line, I will look the way I want to look in terms of muscularity, and people will be like, damn, you know, it may take a long time, but it's pretty worth it. Once again, you know, I haven't looked too much into this, and I very well could just be talking straight out of my ass, if that's even fucking possible. If you can get a physique that's similar to someone who's like on that type of stuff, if you just spend like 5 or whatever amount of years working on yourself, I have no clue. I really don't. Fucking don't. So, but once again, you know, that's why I got to research more. That's why I got to get informed. I'm sure most of you people will tell me, correct me. And if there's one thing I know about the internet, if you say something wrong, if you say it wrong, I guarantee you will have 50 fucking people trying to give you, or trying to correct you, right? Now, fuck asking for advice. Just bring up a subject you want to know more about. Fucking tell them, just present wrong information, and you will have a slew of people coming in, sending you death threats and trying to correct you, and then suddenly you got the information you want. A little life hack. But, you know, I'm here on a fitness journey to try to get big as far as muscles is concerned, as much big as a natty guy can get. You know, hence fatty to natty, right? So hopefully, you know, there'll be people out there who would be more than willing to give me information and just like correct me in the comment section, or DM me personally on my Instagram page or whatever, and just, you know, talk to me about fitness stuff, because I know a little bit. Again, I'm consider myself very much so a beginner, and I'm learning as I go. You know, I'm learning things I should and shouldn't do. And one of the things I'm trying to learn how to do is take my ego out of the equation. You know, I'll do my concentration curls, you know, at 55 pounds, and I'll try to do that, and I'll struggle through them. Probably shouldn't. And I don't even know if I had to look back at the footage and see if my form's any fucking good. But, you know, in my head, like, I should be able to do it. You know, that's how it is. It's like, I should be able to do it. So I'm just jerking my, you know, ego off, thinking I can do that shit. But chances are, you know, when I look at the footage, it's like, well, my form's so bad, I'm using the rest of my body to fucking lift it. You know, I can't do it. And I, you know, luckily, having that self-realization, I suppose, and that self-awareness is helping me through, will help me through my fitness journey. So, you know, here's hoping that in tandem to people wanting to correct me and people wanting to just give me advice in the comments or this, that, and the other, hopefully that thing will be able to, all that in combination will be able to lead me down the path that I need to go in order to get the physique I want. Anyway, I've been fatted to natty. You've been some fellas and fellettes. watching me. And now we're on to the stat screen. I'll catch you guys on the next day, which will be leg day. See you later.